Hey everybody, it's Wigaholic. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a tutorial on wig care. And I'll also be showing you the products that I personally use and have been my standbys for over a year. The shampoo and conditioner, as well as my detangler and spray and conditioners, I learned about from Michelle Moffatt. I am going to put a link to her channel right down there. I'm sure y'all know her. I absolutely love this lady. The products that she showed, I tried, fell in love with them, and that's where I stayed. So what I use from her is Gisela shampoo and the Gisela Balsam. And when I say that I use them from her, I actually purchased them from MimoWigs.com. I have looked other places for them, but the prices are astronomical compared to what Michelle sells them at. And she's fast at shipping. I absolutely have no problems when I purchase there. After I shampoo and condition, I always use the Jean Renault detangler. I'll comb that through, and then I will spray on my Jean Renault leave-in conditioner. If I have some dry ends or it's a longer wig, I always use Simply Stylin'. There's a little hair stuck on there. For underneath the nape and the ends, it really helps, especially under that nape, to reduce friction and tangling that those longer wigs can get from rubbing against our clothes. So let's get into it. The first thing you always want to do is make sure that you have combed through your unit. Okay? I'm not holding on to this because I've already combed through this, so I know there's no tangles. Otherwise, you know, you got to hold them like this and you got to comb them down. Otherwise, you're going to be pulling all sorts of hair out and you're not going to be happy with a half bald wig. Just saying. So I'm going to move the camera down here so y'all can see what we're doing. So I've already put some water in this sink. I'm going to put a little more in there. You want it to be a little lukewarm. And then I just add a squirt of the Gisela shampoo. Okay, here we go. So what I do is I go in here, I swish it, then I get that dirt out, and I swish it, and I just keep doing that. So, hey, while we're doing this, it's probably a good time to remind you guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that little button that says subscribed, and then smack that little bell, so that you get alerted when we're learning new stuff or doing wig reviews or any of the other crazy things that go on around here. So I'm going to do that a few times. Now I know this is not what it says on the instructions. That's my disclaimer. This is what I do. And if you wish to follow the instructions, feel free to do that. Take it with what I do with a grain of salt. Throw it out with the bath water or the wig water, so to speak. So, I've gone ahead, I've done all that. I'm going to let that water out, and I'm going to rinse this out. So, with the balsam, depending on how dry my unit is, I will either do the method that I'm doing now, or I will actually let the baby sit for about 10 minutes. That really helps get some of that dryness out and add a lot of softness. So this is pretty well rinsed out. And the one thing I like, this stuff smells so good. It really does. Anybody who wants to know, this one here is Maya by Envy. She's a very pretty unit. And she's getting ready to go to a new home. So now, I'm going to rinse my little stopper off. And I'm going to fill it up again. This time, I'm going to take my balsam. And the one thing I did see a lady in my wig group ask, oops, Michelle, I'm going to be ordering more. She asked about a synthetic full lace wig, and she wanted to know about conditioning it using something like fabric softener or something like that. I've never used that stuff, and personally, I wouldn't do that. To me, that stuff is made for fabric, and it's not made for synthetic fibers. So I just stick with what works for me. Strictly my opinion. So I would go, this would be the route that I would go, because you're not dousing this with a lot of conditioner, which isn't gonna loosen the knots on a full lace synthetic wig. So I'm just swishing it again. I can turn this off so y'all can hear. Swishing it and then running my hand over it. Making sure that it gets over all those fibers. And see, we're not concentrating that conditioner on the hand-tied monofilament then. Now, what's different with the Balsam is you don't actually rinse it out. You leave it in. I know we're used to rinsing our conditioner out, but you've already diluted it in this water. So what I'm going to do then is let my water out. I like to squeeze some of the excess water out before I do my towel method. Okay. Here's my towel. I am going to roll her up, and that should be enough, and I'm going to press down on her. I don't want to twist her or wring her because I don't want to get all the tangles in there. So now I've done all that. I'm going to hold her out. I'm going to take my Jean Renault detangler, and I'm going to spray it on. And I try to concentrate at the bottom. We shouldn't have too many tangles because we already took care of that. And I just comb that through. I'm going to go up here and hold more to the mono now. So we're pretty good to go there. I'm going to hold the front. Then I'm going to take my Jean Renault detangler. I'm sorry, I already used the detangler. We're going to use the conditioning spray. And I'm going to spray that. I'm not going to go directly onto the mono top. I'm just going to get the hairs that hang down in front. I want to make sure I get that nape area. Then I'm going to comb through it again. Did y'all hear that sneeze? That's my daughter. She got a big sneeze. And just for good graces, because she is going to a new home, I'm going to take my Simply Stylin' and I'm just going to do some squirts. Now, when I generally use Simply Stylin', I don't generally, when it's dry, spray it directly on because it can get a little bit extra oily. It just gets kind of slimy feeling, and I don't like slimy wigs. And that's it. Now, I'll just go and hang it on my hanger, and she will be good to go to her new home. So, I hope y'all learned something. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Like and share this, and I'll be back in 2 and 2 to do human hair. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.